If you want to sit on a block, I did not bring a block today. It's across the room. But we'll start to come into our practice on this drizzly day, this rainy day that we could all use a good stretch. Letting your hands fall down by your lap, either on your knees or in your lap. It's entirely up to you. And taking the first several moments of our practice to find our breath as usual. Letting your shoulders gently fall away from the ears. If you like, you can go ahead and tuck your chin in towards your chest. You can start to create some length in the back of the neck. On your next inhale, go ahead and lift your chin up to neutral if it's not already. Let's do that little stretch that we did before, where we bring the left ear to the left shoulder and wrap the right arm around the back and bring the left hand up on top of the head. So just creating that nice stretch there. If it's too much with the head on the hand on the head, you can reach the fingertips down towards the mat. Nice. And then go ahead and lift that head back up. Sweep this right arm around. So just stretching in the other direction. Hook the left arm underneath, the elbow underneath, and just stretch the front side of that arm there. And let's take it to the other side. Right ear, right shoulder, left arm comes around, wraps behind, might hook on the waist. Maybe that right hand comes to the head, or maybe not. So that gets into that whole shoulder girdle there. Go ahead and let go of the head, unwrap that left arm, hook it underneath, and reach the arm across the body. Very good. Go ahead and unravel the arms. We're going to take a forward fold here. So bringing the soles of the feet together, letting the knees fall out to the side. You can always have them propped up on a block or a dog or whatever is convenient if the knees don't like to go all the way to the mat. The soles of the feet are pressing together, and then start to peel those feet open so that just the pinky side of the feet is pressing together. And I'm folding down over the legs. Now it's early in practice, so we're going to use this as a yin stretch, a long held gentle stretch into the hips here. So keep lifting through the crown of the head, folding towards the feet. So as you lift, you're lifting forward. So wherever forward means for you. For me, it means kind of the point where the ceiling meets the wall in front of me. If you have a deeper fold, it might be more straight out. Or if you have less of a fold, it might be up towards the sky. And then from there, start to fold down. If you have the space, you can even bring your forearms to the inner thighs or the inner legs and press the knees a little bit deeper. Melting down, keep folding in. So you'll notice as we hold these shapes a little bit longer, you find more room to get into them deeper. Using your fingers on the mat, inhale, lift all the way up. And because we work the inner thighs here, use your hands to pull the legs out and then pull them in together. Stretch the legs out nice and long. Just get a little bit of mobility back in there. Get some blood flow back to the feet. And we're going to take a gentle twist. So just stepping into our right foot on the outside of the left leg, wrapping the elbow around the front of the knee and looking out over the right shoulder. So right knee is bent, left elbow hooks, right arm reaches around. So if you have the space like we did as we opened, you can wrap the right hand into the hip crease of the left hip. Look out over that shoulder. Go ahead and unravel, unwind. We're just going to step right into the other side. So reach that right leg long and step the left leg in, and then wrap the right arm around. Left hand can reach behind you, snuggling both hip points to the, or both sits bones to the mat, maybe walking right hand around and behind. Beautiful. Unravel, unwind, unhook that left leg. Let's find our way to our tabletop shape. So hands and knees. Hands are underneath your shoulders, knees are underneath your hips. You can do your traditional cat-cow here. So pressing into the mat for your traditional, or if you want to work a little stronger through our practice today, because it is an intermediate, you can extend right leg and left arm and take your cat-cow here. So pressing elbow to spine or elbow to knee. I'm having trouble with words today. Inhale, reach long. So when you reach long, go ahead and arch through the back. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale to lengthen. So if you're doing traditional cat-cow, it looks just like you would imagine, taking the exhale for a kitty cat shape and the inhale for a cow or a nice sway back. Beautiful. And then last one. And then come back through your neutral spine. Let's go right to the other side. So either taking that cat-cow traditionally, right? You get a few bonus moves there, or you're going to reach that left leg out long, the right arm out long, and bring that elbow to knee underneath. And then reach nice and long. Elbow to knee. Reach super long. Or taking those cats and that cow. Nice, last one, whichever version you're doing here. Inhale, lift. Beautiful, find your way to that neutral spine. So from your neutral spine, we're going to bring the elbows to the mat. Hands are right in front of the elbows here. We're gonna get a little bit of strengthening in. We're gonna step back with your feet as far back as you can, and then go ahead and find that forearm plank. So your shoulders are under, or your elbows are underneath your shoulders. Your feet are as far back as you can get them. And if you need to, you can tap the knees down here and hold them there. Otherwise, we're going to hold into this forearm plank for another 3, 2, and then nothing changes with the arms. You're just going to lower your hips down to the mat. Keep the toes curled under, because we're going to move back into that plank here in a second. Lift up through the heart, press the palms into the mat, and enjoy that back bend here. So you control how much you fold backwards. This might be it. Now those toes are curled under. We're going to tuck into the belly, into that pelvic floor, right? That mula bandha, those skinny jeans. You're going to lift the hips and find that flat back one more time into that plank. And then lower the hips down just to hover over the mat. And then lift back up. And this time you're going to walk your feet in, finding your version of your dolphin here. So you're on your forearms. If this doesn't feel good, you can bring the knees to the mat and just walk in into our puppy pose. So your head's going to fall between the arms and your forearms are on the mat. But if you can, into that dolphin shape. If you don't have a giant knot on top of your head, it works a little bit better. Nice. Knees come to the ground. Sit back, hips to heels. Wrap your arms around behind you, maybe grabbing onto the feet. Forehead comes to the mat. Find your way into a child's pose and just melt down. We're going to use this one as a yin shape. So just letting yourself be heavy over the legs. Walking your hands out long in front of you. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Grip onto the mat and then rock forward so that you can curl the toes under, and let's find our way up and back to our downward facing dog. So it's early and we did a little bit of lengthening, but you're welcome to walk your feet a little bit closer to your hands here. Press your heels to the mat. Pushing the hips up and back, bending slightly into the knees. And then if they're not already, walk your feet towards each other. So a little bit narrow of a stance here. And then look up towards the hands. Look just past where your fingers would be in the middle there. And then step that right foot up in between the hands. Left knee comes down, left hand stays down, right arm reaches up. Take a nice easy twist here. Beautiful. This right hand is coming back down to the mat. We're going to heel toe that right foot out to the far corner, the right corner of the mat. Turn the toes out, slide the left knee back somewhat, and peel the right foot off the mat so that it's just the pinky toe edge is on the mat. So you can hang out here. This is enough. This is way more than enough. Or if you want to get deeper into those hips again, press the right hand into the knee and look over the right shoulder. Using your right hand, pull that right foot in, heel toe it all the way back through to the center, both hands on either side. Peel the left knee off the mat and then step forward about 2 feet. Find a nice flat back here. So straighten the right leg, shoulders square. You can bring your hands to your shins or to a block and then just fold over that right leg. So be careful because the right hip is going to want to swivel. You want to pull it back to the midline. And again, maybe your hands are on your shins or your thigh and you're kind of floating here with a flat back halfway over that straight leg, straight-ish leg. Nice. Place the hands on the mat, bend into that left, or that right knee. And we're going to sweep this left leg up and back for three-legged dog. Open the hip, bend the knee, flex the foot. You're looking back at the left foot here. And then just place that right foot back on the mat. Square off your shoulders. Find your way back to that downward dog. We started here before. Hands are nice and wide. Look between the hands. Lift the left foot. Step between the hands. Right in the middle first. Beautiful. Right knee comes down. Right hand comes down. Left arm sweeps up. Left hand comes down on the inside of that left foot. Let's heel toe your feet out towards the left. Come onto the pinky toe side here and bring your hands underneath your shoulders. So if you have this space in your hips, I'm a little sore today. So if you have the space in the hips, you can drop your hip down and lift your heart up and get even deeper into that hip crease. If that causes a little bit of tension, then back out of it. Press the right foot or left foot back on the mat, heel toe it in towards the center of the mat. Fingertips come to either side of that foot, and we're going to straighten the left leg as we stand up onto that right. Find your way into that pyramid shape. So lengthening through that left leg now, folding over the leg. Right hip comes forward, left hip comes back. One more breath here. Inhale, find that flat back. Press the hands to the mat, bend into the left knee so much so that you can get that right foot on the mat, sweep the left leg up and open three-legged dog. Nice, both feet come to the mat. Nice downward facing dog. You can take a wide stance here. Let the head be heavy, fingers are wide. Maybe the feet are wide. And let's go ahead and look up towards the hands. As many steps as it takes, walk those feet behind the hands, forward fold, grab opposite elbows, bend the knees, and drape over the legs. Nice ragdoll shape here. Fingertips come to the mat, half lift, straighten the legs if they're not already, and then exhale, plant the hands, step back, find your way to that high push-up. From here, we're going to lower down to the right elbow, and then the left elbow. Find your way into that plank. If it helps you, you can bring your fingers together, your hands together, and interlace your fingers right underneath your nose. Or if you have the space in your shoulders, keep those fingertips pointing towards the top of the mat. And then as we did before, we're going to lower down, hips come to the mat, lift the heart here. So it's a nice juicy back bend. You can hang out here. You can leave the knees on the mat if you like, and then lift the hips. Find your way into that plank, again with the knees down if you like, or if you want to lift the knees, you can certainly do that. Just one more breath. Push into the mat, lift your head, and then go ahead and walk the knees underneath you. Sit back, sit down, wrap the arms around behind you and find your child's pose. Forehead on the mat. Walk those hands forward. Curl the toes under. Find your way up and back to that downward facing dog. And then if you're feeling kind of playful, you can hop forward. You can take a couple little hops, or you can just walk your hands behind those feet, or behind those feet behind the hands. Easy for you to say. And melt down over the legs. Inhale, we're going to sweep the arms nice and wide, root to rise all the way up. Inhale, lift, press palms together at the top. Exhale, hands come to heart center. So putting the thumbs into the sternum in between the breasts. Relax your shoulders, relax your elbows, zip up the belly, reach your tailbone down. Again, we're kangaroos here. Take about 3 rounds of breath. Inhaling, feel the crown of the head reach up. Exhale, relax into the shape. Nice, last breath. Make it your best one here. So inhale, fill all the way up into all 4 corners, shoulders, hips. And then as you exhale, let go of any tension, either physical tension or tension throughout your mind, and let all of that just kind of dissolve away. Go ahead and open your eyes. We're going to work into a little bit of balance here. So if you need to use a wall or something to hang on to, certainly go ahead and do that. Hands either at heart center. I'm going to keep them at heart center. Or if you want, you can go ahead and bring your hands to your hips here. It's entirely up to you. We're going to lift that right knee even with the hip. So knee comes even with the hip. From here, we're going to pull that heel in towards the seat as you fold forward over that standing leg, and then kick that right leg out behind you. So now we're magically in Warrior 3. And then from here, we're going to bend into that left knee and bring the right toes to the mat and lift the heart up. So now we're in our crescent pose. We're not done yet. Right foot is coming forward to meet the left into chair pose. And then go ahead and stand up. So we'll practice it on the other side. So this is a 360 degrees of motion, functional motion here. So press into the right foot, lift the left knee. So be careful not to hike up that left knee. You want to keep the hips even. That was quite an exaggeration I just did there. Pull the left heel in towards the seat as you hinge. So nothing else moves except you're just hinging from the hips, and then push that left foot out behind you. Bend into the right knee as you step those left toes back, lift the heart up, and then we're going to slide left foot into meet right into our chair. So your version of chair, right? I'm not as deep as I possibly could be here because we're moving, or you could go a little bit lower if that feels better for you. But remember, you're a kangaroo, tail down and back, and then stand all the way up. Inhale, reach the arms up towards the sky, turn the palms away, and then fold. Go ahead and bring the arms around behind the knee. Take a little stretch here. Nod your head yes, shake your head no. Release the arms, reach them nice and wide, root down through the heels, little tiny bend in the knees, sweep the arms all the way up. Hands to heart center. So we're gonna move through that sequence one more time just to get the feeling for it. Right leg lifts on the inhale. On the exhale, you're going to hinge. If you want to use your hands, float them behind you. Inhale, step back, reach the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands draw down to heart center as you step into your chair pose. One move, one inhale, left knee's coming with you. Stand up, bring the left knee in and up. As you exhale, sweep back and hinge. Fall out a bit if you look at the camera. Exhale, step back, reach the arms all the way up. That's a big inhale there, hands to heart center, step forward into your chair pose. Hoo-wee, nice. And then inhale, lift all the way up, and then sweep the arms all the way down. Beautiful. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, rock forward onto the toes, lift the heels off the mat, and then start to sit down. Find your way to your tiny ball, hips right on your heels. Tuck your chin in towards your knees. You can float your fingertips if that feels okay for you. And then we're going to sit down onto our seat. For just a brief intermission here from those standing poses. Left foot on the mat, right foot crosses at the ankle over the knee, and find your way to that seated figure four. More hip openers. You can rock a little side to side here. If you have very open hips today, you can even wrap the arms around the foot and sit up nice and tall. I'm going to keep the knee there and the hands on the floor for me today. Nice. Use your hands, slide your booty away from your foot, extend your right leg nice and long, your left leg nice and long, and we're going to take caterpillar pose. So caterpillar is actually a rounding of the back. So tuck your chin in towards your chest, and then let your spine start to roll down as you use your hands next to your legs and kind of fold down. Instead of leaning towards your feet, you're kind of curling yourself over your upper legs with the crown of the head reaching down-ish towards the legs. Hands are on the mat next to you. So you'll feel this in the hamstrings. You'll feel it way up high on the legs. Using your hands, coming back up to that nice flat back here. Bend the right leg, cross the left knee, and then use your hands to find that figure four, your version. So whatever it might be, flexing through the feet, pushing that left knee out to the side. Again, if you want to, you can wrap the elbow around the foot and the elbow around the knee. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. Taking about 3 more breaths here. Maybe walking a little bit closer to the heels, sitting up a little bit higher. Relax your shoulders down, open up through the heart here. Perfect. And then start to walk yourself back out. Hoo-wee. Nice. So I'm going to the left side because it makes sense for me with the camera, but it's entirely up to you. We're coming to a gate pose. So left hand is underneath the shoulder. Your right foot plants down the mat and your left knee is going to walk underneath your hip. Right arm is going to reach up towards the sky. So we've done all of this hip opening here. Nice. Plant that right foot down. Open up, look up maybe. So if you look up and you realize that your right arm is going all wonkadoodle, go ahead and adjust it so it's nice and straight. Perfect. We're going to take this right hand and draw it back towards the right foot. Come up onto your fingertips and maybe all the way up into this gate. Right hand comes down, left hand comes up. So it's like your warrior two, except now we're in this kind of low to the ground. And then back into that gate pose. Right arm comes down, left arm comes down, right arm goes up. Nice. So we're going to do that 2 more times. If you want to work stronger, you're going to float the hands behind the head, which is a lot of core work. Otherwise, we're going to float from this shape here. So go ahead and reach all the way up. Right hand comes down, left hand goes up. Show you what it looks like. If you're doing the advanced version, you're going to fold the elbows and then just lower down, finding your nice big stretch on the right side, and then inhale up through the left side. Nice. One more time, whichever version you like. Left arm down, right arm up. And then reaching super duper long, right arm back towards the right foot, left arm up. Nice. Both hands come to your hips. We're going to bring this right knee in underneath the hips and take a little back bend here. So into our camel shape. So your hands come, you're going to put them in your pockets if you had them. Squeeze the elbows together. Press the heel of the hands into right below your sacrum. So right where the dimples are on your lower back. And then push forward and lift the heart up. So if you want to take a deeper camel, absolutely go ahead and do that. But for most of us, this is enough. Lifting, you're leading with the heart space here. So you're feeling a stretch from sternum all the way down. You're pushing gently into the back. You're engaging through the butt muscles. I like to close my eyes here, but you can leave them open if you like. Nice. And then exhale. We're going to lift the shoulders, tuck the chin, sit back, hips to heels. We'll take just a brief child's pose here. Walk the hands out nice and long. Forehead comes to the mat. Taking several breaths. Letting go of everything we just did there. Walking the hands back underneath you. Let's take that gate to the other side. Right hand is coming down. Left foot is going to step out. So planting that left foot on the mat, right hand right under the shoulder, and then tuck your hips up underneath. Left arm reaches up towards the sky. So this is a great place if you have a block handy. Inhale, we're going to lift up. We know where we're going. No need to take time to tutorial through it. Right arm reaches up, left arm back. Exhale, right hand comes down. This is oblique work, so it's side core. Inhale all the way up. Show you what it looks like if you're taking the advanced version. Exhale, you're just sliding. So it's like your back is sliding across the wall. Inhale all the way up. Nice. And then whichever version. Exhale, last one all the way through. Inhale all the way back up. We're going to bring this right hand down to the top of your mat. The left hand is going to follow. Curl the toes under, step up and back into your downward dog and pedal out your dog. Maybe bending the left knee, pushing the right heel to the mat, pushing the left heel to the mat, bend the right knee. Look up towards your hands. Right leg is going to reach up, step between the legs. Inhale, reach up, crescent warrior, all the way up. Nice. Exhale, sweep the arms around behind you, interlace the fingers, hinge forward, back leg is straight, front leg is bent, look down towards your toe. Release the fingers, sweep them all the way up on the inhale, and then open up into a warrior two. So you're going to plant that left foot down, heel toe the right foot, one step to the middle of the mat, warrior two. So all this should feel pretty familiar. Flip the palm on the right hand, sweep that right arm up, left arm back. Left arm is coming all the way up next to the right foot, and peel that left heel off the mat for a nice easy twist. So we basically just strung everything together. Both hands down either side of the right foot, step forward into your chair pose, sit down, sit back, float the arms. There you go. This right leg is you're either going to stay here in the chair pose, or if you want to work a little stronger, that right leg crosses over left for standing pigeon. Oops, don't look at the camera. Standing pigeon. Good, and then go ahead and stand all the way up. Sweep the arms out nice and wide and fold over. Enjoy that nice release in the forward fold. Let's go catch that second side. Fingers on the mat. Inhale for your half lift. Step back with the right foot. So now your left foot is forward. It's the opposite side. Inhale, both arms all the way up. Beautiful. Sweep the arms around behind you, interlace the fingers, reach them nice and long, sink into the hips, and then fold down over the front leg. Good. Release those hands, sweep the right arm all the way up and back. Left arm reaches forward, look out over the left hand, sink down nice and low. Relax your shoulders. Flip the palm reverse. That right arm is coming forward. Find your way into that easy twist. Right arm down, left arm up. Sink into those hips. Beautiful. Both fingers either side of that front foot. Slide, take as many hops as you need. Both feet together, or maybe about a finger's distance in between the feet. Sink down into your chair pose. Inhale, hands reach. You can hang out here. No need to go any further if you want to work a little stronger. You're just going to cross that left foot over the right knee. And then go ahead and bring hands to heart center or to your hips. Release that left leg and hinge down and fold down. Ooh-wee. Nice. Come up onto the balls of the feet. We're taking that tiny ball shape. Sit down onto your heels. Tuck your chin if you don't have a microphone to worry about. Maybe wrapping your forearms around your shins, grabbing opposite elbows. Using your hands or whatever you like. We're coming all the way back into our Apanasana. So if you don't mind a little crash test dummy work, you're just going to roll onto your backs, keeping the shins wrapped up in the forearms, maybe rock a little side to side. Nice. If you like, you can take a happy baby here, or if you'd like to take a reclined V-sit. So we're going to grab the big toes with peace fingers and then extend that right leg out towards, kind of towards the right side. So about a, what is that, like 45? And then maybe the left. And so this is a back body stretch. It's just like child's pose, only with, happy baby pose, only with the legs extended. If you prefer, happy baby pose gets more into the hips and less into the hamstrings. So it's up to you. Whatever you need from your practice today. I'm having some lower back today, so this strengthening and lengthening of the back body is really nice for that. But if you're more in your hips or kind of the front body, you might prefer that happy baby. Beautiful. Go ahead and bend the knees, release the toes, and then give yourself a nice little bonus hug here. Putting both feet on the mat, a little bit wider than your hips, okay? So your feet are, if you look down, you can see them on either side of your hips. Go ahead and extend your tailbone nice and long. Bring your arms out into a T and let the knees fall over towards the left. So the left leg will probably come to the mat. There's no way the right leg will. So it just floats there. If you want a little bit more and your knees can take it, you can just put your left foot on top of your right knee. It's less intense to look over the left shoulder. It is more intense to look over the right shoulder. You can close your eyes and not look over either shoulder. Or if you want a deeper stretch, you can bring your hands behind your head, interlace your fingers, and take this modified twisted root. Press your feet into the mat. Inhale the legs up through center. You can lift your hips and realign and set back down, and then go ahead and fold the legs to the opposite side. A nice big in-breath through your nose, through the crown of the head. Relax your shoulders. And then exhale, come back through center. So if you want to take another happy baby or pull those legs in, go right ahead to reset. And then we're headed towards our Shavasana. So if you want to gather up your props and find your version of Shavasana, just let the feet stretch long down the mat, the arms by your side, shoulders relax. Just let yourself be breathed here. So inhaling nice and long through the nose, and then exhaling, everything melts. Beginning to bring movement to fingers and toes. Of course, I suppose if you wanted a longer Shavasana, you could just ignore me, hit mute. Maybe rocking your head gently from side to side. Finding any movement that feels intuitive to you here. Using your hands to help you, coming back to any seat that feels right to end your practice, seal your practice, as we say. And just be in this moment. Be in this shape, in this moment, and empty your mind of everything except for your place on this mat. So notice the parts of your body that are touching the floor. So maybe your ankles, your feet, your seat, maybe the outer thighs, maybe not. Maybe the knees, maybe not. And then keeping in mind that everything vibrates. So even if it feels completely still, everything is vibrating to some degree or another. Most of them we can't feel, right? But on a cellular level, everything is moving. So if you're very, very still, you can feel a very faint hum of the energy around you. And that hum, that energy, it's always there, whether or not you choose to suppress your awareness of it. So if you're feeling down or a little drained, you can always reach out and tap into that vibration. So energy likes to transfer. It doesn't like to stay in one place, stay with one thing. So it's more than willing to help you go through the rest of your day. We're almost there. It's almost Friday. You almost made it. Go ahead and bring your hands to heart center, maybe bowing your head if you choose. Thank you so much for joining me on the mat today. Have a fabulous rest of your week and weekend. Namaste.